What's up, everybody? Old School NYC Gamer here once again with another video, and thank you everybody for tuning in to Tabletop Times episode number 16. And we're still trucking on here, so without further ado, let me show you what I have here. Well, as it just popped out of thin air, it is Scramble, ladies and gentlemen. Now, of course, this was released by Tomy, or Tomytronic, whichever one you want to call it, back in 1982. And this is a port of the arcade game Scramble, which was released by Konami back in 1981. Now, of course, there were actually quite a few countries that were licensed out to this, that Tomy did this for. Now, I'm not sure specifically which companies branded their own stamp on this, but when it came out in Germany, it was called Rambler, and of course in the UK it was called Astro Blaster. But it's still the same gameplay, it was just named differently. So without further ado, let me show you a little more in-depth of the tabletop itself and show you a little more gameplay, and we'll be right back.
As always, everybody, before we get into some of the gameplay here, I just wanted to show you a little bit more of the tabletop. Now, Tomy, in my opinion, actually did some very simplistic yet very effective designs with their tabletop games, just like Scramble here. So without further ado, I'm just going to show you. It's very simplistic, as you can see right here. You have your up and down button. You have your amateur and pro, so these are your two skill settings, your on and off button, and of course your start and fire. Now, of course, on the one side right here, you actually can put a adapter just to make sure you have the right voltage for this. And down here, or at the bottom of the battery cover, you have the instructions for Scramble. And like I said, it's not really that hard to do, to figure out how to play this game. It's very simplistic, very fun. There are 5 levels, so you just got to remember that. It's not, you know, a one and done kind of thing. And of course, if the game ends, you know, all your rockets are destroyed. Let's see this right here in the bottom. And the scoring is very simplistic, as you can see right here. You got your oil tankers, which are 10 points, missiles that are 10, UFOs that are 10, and the missiles are 20. Alright, so like I said, and this does also take 4C batteries, as a lot of the Tomy tabletops did take. So without further ado, let's check out some of the gameplay, and let's check it out. Okay, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's check out Scramble by Tomytronic. So I'm just going to turn it on, and I have it set on the amateur mode. And let's check it out. And of course, you do start off with 4 lives, and this is the first stage. So let's check it out. Now, of course, the key, if you haven't played Scramble before, you have to hit the oil tankers to make sure that your fuel keeps going, because if you run out of fuel, basically you lose a life, and it is very key for this game. Now, of course, timing your shots too in Scramble is very key. I do apologize in advance, people, if it seems slightly blurry. This is the best I could do with all the cameras that I did have. This came out to be the best one. And of course, you gotta watch out for the missiles right there, that they're aiming them at you. And you really can't fire at them, so basically the best way you do is you're gonna have to dodge them. And like I said before, people, shooting the oil tankers is key for you to get farther within this game. Now, you have to keep basically hitting the fire button on this. You really just can't leave your finger on the button, because it's not like an auto-fire feature on this. For it being 1982, Tomy did a very bang-up job of this, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, I'm too chicken. I'm not going to fight these guys. But like I said, people, you do get the premise of this game. So I'm just going to try to go beat the first boss level here. And there you go. So of course here, this is the first boss that you have to beat. It's also like a grid system, kind of like in Yar's Revenge. So you definitely do have to get this guy before your timer runs out, or basically your fuel line. So you really have to try to get him. It's very tedious. As you can see right there, I'm about ready to die. If I can't, well, like I said, there you go. Basically, that is the premise of Scramble, ladies and gentlemen. So, without, you know, I'm just gonna give you some of my final thoughts and let you know how what I think about the game, and we'll be right back.
Well, everybody, that was Scramble by Tomy, and I can tell you right now, I actually had to do quite a few takes to even play that. And basically, what you saw was the best take. Very freaking hard game, even on the amateur setting. I mean, if some of you have beaten this game, or even the first level, kudos to you. And like I said, this definitely, to me, in my opinion, does have quite a bit of replayability. And, you know, there's not really too much to say about the game. It's freaking hard, but very challenging and very fun, especially if you grew up with this kind of a tabletop back in the day. Definitely brings back a lot of memories. I remember my cousin even having this. Of course, he wouldn't let me touch it. I would only have to watch him play it. But it took me quite a while to get this one. I remember getting this on eBay quite a while back. I believe at the time I only spent $30 for it. Now, looking on the internet, the prices now have slightly jumped. You could find this easily anywhere between $40 to $65. Now, of course, as I've said in every video that I do any one of these on, if you can find this on the cheap, I definitely do recommend it. Of course, if you're more of a hardcore collector and don't mind spending a few extra dollars for it in the wild or at a gaming store, I would say go for it. But, you know, make sure it is in good condition, and of course it works. All the buttons are functional. If you are into repairing and you know how to do this, get it fixed, then hey, you can do that too. So that's about it, everybody. Thank you so much again for watching Tabletop Times episode number 16. The next one is going to be definitely something I can't wait to show you guys and gals out there. And as always, definitely check me out on Facebook and Twitter, also DailyMotion for updates. And that's about it. Thank you, everybody, and have a good night and take care. Cheers.